See you later. Hi everyone. Well, if you haven't got any other way of getting for a walk, come with me. Today I'm going to take a walk. Look at the Ramsons either side. I'm going to take a walk over a valley, via a stream and a ford and something called Stoney Bridge, which is probably a Stoney Bridge. Got a nice load of wild garlic here, and I've just passed some ground elder, otherwise known, or I don't know if it's otherwise known, but I also call it Roman spinach, on account of the fact that the Romans brought it here in order to feed the legions, so the story goes. But, you know, as with all these stories of ancient history, you can't totally believe them because they were written by the Romans. So, you know, apparently the old roads, and I keep going on about this, but the old roads apparently were made by the Romans, which they weren't. It's like, don't claim things that you didn't do. They may have paved them, but they didn't build them. There's a difference. Just saw some bluebells coming out. Bluebells! Just starting. So we're going to go down here, and the chances are that I will get lost. Well, the footpath isn't that easy to spot. And this is probably going to be one of the greenest areas. But I love this. I know it's hacked about trees and managed trees, but ancient coppice, or old coppice, sorry, does have a feel to it. It's like young and old at the same time. And look at that one in front of us. The beauty of deformity. Well, it is. That is what it is. Like genetically engineering plants, etc. And some of you like this. There's some sedge. That just shows you how wet this is. And there's obviously a water runoff that comes down here for that to survive in the middle. So we're at the ford. Look at that. So, well, I'm not a big fan of crossing fords. It's only because I have a tendency to slip, and I've got wellies on. Here we go. Now we're over. Trouble with being in a valley like this is the sound really does. Oh no! My wellies have got a hold in. I tell you what, they don't make wellies properly anymore. These are new-ish. They haven't had much use. don't believe it. That's just crazy. Modern wellies, they're shit. Okay, well, I think, according to my calculations, we're going up there. Although, I could go that way. Either way, we will come back. No, we won't. I think I got there. Let me just look at the map. Yeah, I'm annoyed about those wellies. Because we'll go this way, we won't come back to the ford. Which is just as well if I've got leaking wellies. But yeah, I'm really upset about that because these weren't cheap. And I haven't worn them for a total of, I've maybe worn them for a total of 24 hours. Well, I don't mean I've worn them for a whole day. You know, a few hours here and a few hours there. But I haven't done anything complicated with them. Oh well, only walk across water if I'm desperate. But I like being able to paddle through water. I think the road's up on the top there. There is a gorgeous view from the top looking over, because that is an old camp, an old hill fort, and you can see when you're driving along that bit of road, you can really see. I mean, it's beautiful, it has a look along a wooded valley. Well, I better shut up so I can make it up here all right. Well, sadly, this is a blooming squelch. Well, I made it, but I tell you what, that wasn't nice. Some of that covered my welly, so not only have I wet feet, I've muddy wet feet. No, I don't think the hole's that big. But actually, if you get enough mud in them, it seals up the gap, doesn't it? In some ways it's lucky it's not properly greened up and leaved up, because it means we can see a bit. This wouldn't be so interesting in the summer. Well, I've just come down from there to find that I'm going to have to negotiate this. And you'll be pleased to know that I did it. All right. And brought with me the purple light. So we've now got to scoot on round here and up to the hairpin. I say hairpin, but it's only because that's where we turn round. Or not turn round, but turn a hairpin to come back down again to the Stoney Bridge. And this is the kind of path I'd like to explore if I had more time. More time, more food and more water. There you go. Be prepared for anything. Okay, I'm just filming this because it's a very big paw print. Can you see any claw marks? Let me show you how big it is. There's my hand. I can't see any claw marks, but it's not a clear one. If anyone doesn't know, cats are the only ones that can retract their claws. And there are big cats seen around here. There are many stories. Lots of people, including myself, have seen them. People have got photographs. I mean, I've had Crazy. I've had, I think it's 6 incidents with them. One of them face to face. Two of them literally by my head while I was sleeping. Someone I know calls me one of the indigenous people, because how I connect with the land. I like it, it's quite nice. It's a good description. But I do feel that, you know, if I was forced to leave this land, yeah, that would upset me. I know there's plenty of beautiful places and amazing places, but I'm not connected to them, or else I'd be there. Now that's an interesting tree, isn't it? Very phallic, I would say. But here you are, we're coming up. This is the hairpin. Wow, that is very phallic. Tree of many phalluses. Well, we're halfway, so about time for a cup of coffee, isn't it? Did you bring some? Don't feel bad because I didn't bring any either. Now here's a Daphne. I can't remember the other part of the name. And just like the other Daphnes that I go on about all the time, that has a lovely scent as well. And if that's not what I was smelling, something smells really nice here, and the only thing behind it is grass. A lovely euphorbia. Lots of lords and ladies. It is possible to eat the roots, but you have to know how to prepare them. And I know from other foragers that did experiments many years ago, getting the confidence to eat them. Doing it is one thing, but getting the confidence to put it in your mouth afterwards is another. So that never got done, so I can't tell you if it works or not. Be great if it would, because it's not in short supply. Same with dog's mercury, but that's poisonous as well. Not sure why it's got its name. I mean, it would make sense that it got its name because it made dogs think, or made dogs quicker. But I guess it's something to do with Sirius, the dog star. I wouldn't be surprised. Just like dog days. There's something like from July the 2nd or something to August the 8th, something like that, isn't it? The dog days. I'm going to stop for some water. Sunlight bright upon the dog's mercury. So we're off down here. Oh wow, looks like a bit of a slope away. Interesting. Yeah, well, not as interesting as I thought, but typically English on chalk beach woodland. It started with a kiss. And beautiful deformity. Just like I said, that's I think that's a sign of damage, but I can't quite see it exactly from here. Yeah, it could be damage. Yeah. Most likely, isn't it? Well, this is a lovely bit of path to walk. I do have to veer right in a bit soon. I'm not sure if this is it here. Yeah, from what I can ascertain from the map, it goes down there, but this looks really interesting. It's not going to take me where I want to, but I thought we could explore it. Oh, look at that. It's one of the things I love about seeing pictures of Russia and films of Russia. In the towns, there's lots of young birch that they plant, and against the snow, and then you've got the white of the birch and the delicate leaves. It's lovely. But I'm a fan of the winter and the cold. Not that I want to be frozen, but I just prefer it to being hot. Ooh. Well, if that's anything, well, I've noticed recently, that's probably munkjack. I've seen them. I couldn't, it was too far away for me to film. Not in here. The other night I saw it. Okay, so this is an interesting path to take another time. So let's return from whence we came. Always view these kind of things as like a natural catapult. That road is so loud, but it's right on the top of the hill there, right on the top. Just comes across the valley, straight across. It's not like we're next to it. It's not like it's just beyond these trees. You have to go down the valley and up the valley, and you know, it's not near. That's one of the rides through woods. That's these things, when you come across them, in case you didn't know, they are for taking big logs out of the wood instead of breaking them up with a stick and flushing. Apologies for the dad joke, but some of them are the best. Okay. Like the other day I found my step ladder, because I never knew my real ladder. You can see the result of the rain that we've had since August. Apart from since this virus thing happened and the lockdown and they've stopped chemtrailing. Yeah, conspiracy theory, no. I've been watching it, I've been outside watching it for years. I see them do it. If you're not up before 7:30 in the morning, you'll never see it. Or you'll see it in the day, but you'll write it off. You can't play noughts and crosses in the sky, it's not fun. But yeah, so it's not raining, because obviously they've got other things to occupy themselves with. That looks like an interesting tree, doesn't it? What? I'm supposed to go down there, I think. What am I going to do? I want to go and visit that tree over there. The one that's hidden. Sedge is a sign that it's wet. Now, I thought this was a field maple, but it's not, it's an oak. Hello, Mr. Oak. Quite old. That's a good 200 years old, easy. 200 to 300 years old, I reckon that is. Obviously it's suffered damage at some point in its life. And there's another old oak, and that's only, what, 150. Obviously dying. Such a shame. Off we go down this soggy bit, not too soggy, it's just very soft. Going underfoot is very soft. So apologies for any sudden jerks. So this way is heading down to the Stoney Bridge. My grandmother used to live at a place called Stoney Staunton, and so did a number of my other relatives actually. I often wondered what that meant, because I don't know, there's Stanton Drew has got a stone circle. I don't know. If anyone knows, I'd be very interested to hear. That field in the distance is probably the field above where the ford was. But we're going a bit further west of it to cross the bridge. Oh, I hope that's not an analogy. Looks like I've been deceived. It's a wooden bridge. And looks like I should go up this way to it. Aha. Aha, people have walked that part. I wasn't going to come down there in case it veered off a different direction, because I've never been this way before. Because I'm one of those people that if I don't bring enough food, I'm a bit of a nightmare. I have got better as I've got older though. So, well, I'm guessing we go straight up here, but I'll have to check the map. Yeah, see, we would have to cross that. See how this land has never been this wet. This is unprecedented. Yeah, it's the wooden bridge. Is there any stone? Wow, doesn't that sound lovely? There's roots eaten away by the water. Or the bank that the roots were on, eaten away by the water, I should say. Now, if you're doing any detecting, you would notice the white long stems there, indicating that that used to be in the dark and that something was there that has recently been moved. It's not important, but I'm just showing you how to be a detective. See, they would, it's been, well, in the last few days, because they would have stood up straight and greened by now. A few of them are starting to lift. So we've just come from over that way, but we did hit the top there and go that way, because the ford is obviously past the stream. Sorry, at the end of this stream, or along this stream. I don't know. I'm on a bridge with water underneath. How do I know where I am? I hate seeing that. It looks a bit dammed, but it looks deliberate rather than accidental build-up of water bringing the wood down. Looks like it's been chucked there deliberately, which is not something I'm happy with, you know. I'm not happy with farmers anyway, just because of the whole belief about how we should be living, but you know, maybe that's going to change soon. See the oak tree at the end there? Well, not the end, just further along. Yeah, I don't like it. It's probably deliberate to keep the water there, but I still don't like it. It's dumping, isn't it? I'm not happy with it. I'm a fan of back to nature. Do you know, sometimes when I'm out in places like this, I feel like Merlin. Well, basically now I'm heading up there to the road, so thanks for watching, hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you like the purple blob that I'm sure has been following around when I film Into the Sun. And I'll see you next time. Shalla.